In this video, we're going to focus on taking your WordPress site and making it less about being a blog first and making it more about being a website first. So let's go to the site that I've been monkeying around with here, and you can see since the last videos I've changed the theme, and if you're interested to see what theme it is called Oxygen, and you can always find out what theme you're using by going down to the very bottom, or at least on most of them that shows up. So I just thought this would be friendlier, less other colors going on if you wanted to make this into a portfolio website. So if I go to one of my other pages, you can see that right now this still looks very much like a blog. You have these shares here. Of course, edit won't show up, but you can leave a reply. So what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of likes and shares for all pages other than the blogs, and we're going to get rid of this ability to leave a comment. So I'll show you both how you do that on an existing page and on a page as you're making it. So I'm going to go into the dashboard, and then I'm going to go to Pages and All Pages. And under the quick edit, I'm going to go in and I'm going to delete allow comments, and then click on update. Do the same thing for the other page. Okay, now if we were to view the page, we'd see that that comment section is done, but before we do that, let's go in and let's go into the regular edit mode for each of these pages. And we'll go down here to the bottom, and where it says show likes and show sharing buttons, we'll get rid of both of those. Now if you don't see this, which is sometimes the case with certain themes, just go up to the very top, click on screen options, and just make sure that that's checked so that you'll be able to see it down at the bottom, and uncheck those options. So we'll update this page, and then I'm anticipating that this other page that I made here is going to become like somewhat of my home or about page. So when I go to edit that page, I'm also going to take care of that. So page 2, edit, change the name of it to, let's just go with home about for now. It's so easy to change this stuff in here that we can change it at any time we feel like it. And get rid of this and update. Okay, so now you see if we go back and look at the pages, it just looks like a regular page. Again, this edit would not show up, and if we had images in here, it would look more like a page. We'd probably want to, and I'll show you how to do this later, maybe get rid of some of this stuff here and or here so the focus is more in this area, or maybe go out and just find a new theme. This also, with this slash in between items, this home/about doesn't look the greatest, but these are all little things we can adjust as we go. So let's make a new page, and in that new page we will get rid of those features on the fly here. So we're going to go back into the dashboard, we're going to go into page and new, add new. Okay, and make up a page here, images. Okay, so once again we're going to go down here, uncheck these, and then under discussion we're going to uncheck allow comments and allow trackbacks and pingbacks on this page, and let's go ahead and publish. Okay, so you can see if we look at this page, it would look more like a regular page once we put some content in there. Okay, so next thing we want to do is when somebody goes to this site, rather than it coming up on the blog, which is the case right now, we want to change that. Now something I noticed about this particular theme is when I brought it up, I lost my original home, which was where my blog was. So that's probably going to create a little bit of a problem for me. But it's actually good that I do these videos where the problems come up so you can see how to solve them if you get the same thing. So the way we fix that, well, I shouldn't say fix that, but the way that we change it as to what page comes up is we go back into the dashboard and we go under settings and reading. So we would change this at the front page displays, and front page just means when someone types in your address, that's the page that shows up. So we would change that to a static page, change that to home about. But the problem is we don't have anything for our blog. So before we can complete this task, so I'm just going to change this back to where it was, we need to make a new page, and we'll just call that blog. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You don't need to watch, you know how to do this. And on that page for the blog, I am going to leave the likes and the shares and the allow discussions on it. Okay, so now we'll go into settings in reading and make this change here to a static page. Front page is going to be home about, was already selected for us, and the post page will become blog. So we'll go ahead and click down here to save changes. And luckily this worked really well for us. It not only when we click into our website now does it come up on the page that we told it to, but when we click on blog, the program was smart enough to realize that that's where we did want our existing blogs that I originally had under a page named home, and it brought them all in there. So that is extremely nice. Now if your results vary, you may want to switch to another theme. You know that it worked on my theme here, Oxygen, and then you could probably switch to a different theme and it would keep all your settings that you made here. Okay, I'm going to pause while I do most of this, but I just want you to be aware of what I'm going to do here. What's different about when I come back is I'm going to add a page that says equipment. I'm going to change the name of this serious images to something that'll make more appropriate for these two becoming one actually under a submenu, and then I'll make the submenu name, which will probably be like images portfolio, and then I'll also change the tagline here to something more appropriate, and I'll do that while you're watching just in case you need that as a review. So again, we would just go into the dashboard and then go into settings, general, change the tagline. So the next topic we're going to go over is making a custom menu. Right now, it makes no sense to have this blog as the first item since it's not about blogging nor equipment. It probably first, and then one of these guys here. But what I actually want is for this and this to be submenu item under portfolio. I also need a contact page, but I'm purposely going to do that last so you can see how we can add to the menu. Now there's more than one way to organize your menu, but if your theme supports it, this is the best way to go. You just go back into the dashboard and you custom menu. Go to, once we get in the dashboard here, we go to appearance, and come on, this is acting a bit, but it's appearance, there we go. And we just need to give this a name to access it, so it's not cool, I'll just call it. And then once that appears, to select it right here under primary, I'm going to select, I'm going to click save to make that all. And then what we want is add pages that we want on our site. The first time you do this, you select all, add to menu. Next time you will be nice because you can just select the things that you add it to the menu. Show up over here on the right, then we can move things up and down, which adjusts the stacking order. So the thing that's highest in the list is going to be the thing that shows up furthest over to the left. So let's go ahead, and we know we probably want blog to be last, so we're just going to drag it down. Home about should be first. Portfolio should probably be the next thing. Now, be careful when they indent like this, that means that it's a sub item. So I don't want that to be a sub item. So come on, work with me here. There we go. Sometimes it takes a couple attempts. It doesn't help that I'm recording here because that slows everything down. Okay, so equipment, portfolio, and well, let me get the stacking order right, and then I'll show you how to make a menu. Okay, so all I need to do to make something a submenu item is just drag it over to the right just a little bit, and then the same thing like that. Now you could have sub-menu items as well, but probably not usually necessary. The beauty of this is if you decided that you actually wanted portfolio to be underneath equipment, is these travel together. So that's really nice. I don't though. I just want it to be the second item in there. So that's what I want is home equipment blog. Click on save menu, and once that goes in, we'll take a look at it. Okay, so here's what our new menu looks like. Everything's in the order that we chose, and if the person hovers their mouse over portfolio, these two options show up here. Now, if the person's not quite savvy would get this, but the person clicks on portfolio, because remember that had to be a page itself to show up in the menu. So what I do is I just put some simple statement on there. To view portfolio options, hover your mouse over portfolio, then choose one of the options, and then they'll be like, oh, duh, I get it now. There may be a way around that. I'm just not aware of it. But as of right now, you would have to make a separate page for the menu item, and then of course pages for the submenu item. Okay, so our next item is a contact page. And remember, if you just put your email in a site, it can be bad because you'll end up getting a lot of spam. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a new page, and all you need to do after you name it something appropriately, or not content, but contact, is you click this option right here to add a custom form. And it's already pretty much set up with, for you because this is the most popular stuff. Website, you probably want to get rid of. That'd be assuming that people are fellow website makers in this site. But just you want to require their name, their email, and a comment. If you want to add more fields, it's very easy. I mean, it's pretty much spells everything out for you. But let's say we just wanted to add a field like, how did you hear about me, or something like that. And then here you would just choose what text or what type of box or what type of thing it's going to be. So I'll make a drop down. First option will be I Googled you. Add another option, and so on. So I'll add 3 options. And then you would just go ahead and save the field. If you want it required, check here, but I wouldn't make too many things required. And when you click save, this is going to show up on your page, and then once it does, you're just going to click on add this form to my post. Now when you view this on your page, it's going to look strange, but if someone else is viewing it, it'll look fine. And after you get that submitted into the page, you do of course have to do all the other stuff that you would do, which is in my case get rid of these discussions and get rid of likes. Just something odd, this discussion box was not showing up before for editing pages, and now it is. Anyway, just click publish and you will then be able to see that contact page, but again it's going to have your information filled in when you look at it here, but it will not if somebody else looks at it. It's just because you're logged in, so you see it puts this information in here for you. But you can see there's our goofy little contact information that we added. And then the last item as promised is how to insert a new menu item. So once again we just need to go into the dashboard and then into appearance, menus, and we already have the menu saved, so we don't need to repeat all those steps before. And then if we leave this on most recent, we'll see the most recent thing we added here. Contact, click on add to menu. All that should show up over on the right side, and then it's just a matter of sliding up or down and clicking to save the menu. And when we look at the page, that new item should be